hatred knocks at your door, greet it with a smile, but tell it it has come too late, for love is already having tea inside. If hatred knocks at your door, greet it with a smile, but tell it it has come too late, for love is already having tea inside. He told me to go back to where I came from. Confused, I thought, I've been out of my mama's womb for exactly 17 years, 3 months, and 5 days. I don't know how I could possibly return, but if you have come up with a new mad scientific invention that can turn me into a chewed piece of cloth and take me back deep to the miraculous tunnels from which I came from, I would love to see it. He told me this is Canada, and people who look or dress like me should have no business here. He felt the need to remind me of the country I'm in, as if the white color on the flag represents the color of the skin of the people who should belong here. Or maybe he thought I was bad in geography and failed all my classes despite the humble 90% average. He's probably still getting over the fact that I speak fluent English. She looked at me in disgust with my choice of attire, asking me why I would ever choose to enslave myself by covering and building barriers when freedom is supposedly this country's main goal and desire. So this one is to the men and women who find the need to rudely question my independently made life choices. To the women on the bus who'd rather die than sit next to what the media calls a potential terrorist. This is for the kids at school whose visions have been tainted with ignorance by puppets who have more control over them than their parents. This is for those who are discriminated against and abused on a daily basis by people who claim to know their intentions and motives. And no, this is not another apology letter for crimes I have not committed, no. The world has simply looked past the me that is me and the universe within. So let me begin by saying peace be upon you all. Salamun alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Nasim Askari. My first name means breeze and my last name means warrior. It pains me to have to translate my Iranian Arabic name into an imperial colonial tongue for all of you to understand it, for it loses its poetic merit and translation is so weak it can't even compare to its shadow. My name is in the poems of Hafiz, Sadi, Sohrab, and Rumi, and as exotic as my name and its history may be to some, the media and several governments have labeled people who look or dress like me as terrorists. So as a Muslim, Iranian, Canadian teenage girl, I have decided to unapologetically raise my voice and my pen, the most powerful weapons I own, and show the whole world otherwise. Yes, I'm that Muslim girl who's breaking stereotypes on a daily basis. I refuse to accept that we're all the same. I don't want to fit into your system of robots and puppets. And of course, when I look at the state of this world, I question the injustices. I read about the atrocities. I take in the cries and the screams from a comfortable distance. I'm disgusted with my own ease and with the fact that I think I'm useless. And what am I supposed to tell my children who will have to carry all the weight this world, all the pain this world has built up in its spine? A child who may have to carry the weight of a hijacked religion on their shoulders and will have the pressure and the imprints on their shoulder blades and collarbones for the future discovery of fossils by archaeologists. What do I tell them when they ask me why the media is selectively and systematically biased and the youth's role models continue to roll them and stone them and send them in the wrong one direction? What do I tell them? But still, I will not allow the demons to take over. So from an early age, I will teach my son that it's true that some men may be soldiers, but to remember that all women are warriors. Yes. I will teach my daughter to stand defiant, especially when the tides are stronger than ever. But I will let her know that even if she can't, that her survival in itself is an act of resilience and courage. I will teach them that words are more than just words. I want them to radiate warmth in this world that has turned so freezing cold. So I will tell them both that when hatred knocks at your door, whether it be disguised as a wolf, a man wearing shades of green, or a normal human being, greet hatred with a smile, but tell it it has come too late, for love is already having tea inside. If hatred knocks at your door, greet it with a smile, but look it dead in the eyes and tell it that it's come too late. Because love is already having tea inside.
Yes.
Woo! a man in the grocery store told me the animals are out again. Welcome to the first world. So that was the response I gave to this piece. And do we have 3 minutes? Yeah? Okay. I wrote this piece last year. It's called Letter to Katy Perry and the Like. So I'm no longer 16, I'm 17 now, but it's one of my favorite pieces. Alright. Letter to Katy Perry and the Like from a 16-year-old. That's what it's called. I'm 16. Yes, I'm finally 16, a decade and 6 years old, 192 months of age, 5,840 days have passed of my fragile existence. I'm finally 16, but Katy Perry, I'm sorry to break it to you and your team of misleading puppeteers, but I'm not living the typical teenage dream. I'm living my dreams. Because the immorality of this system is sickening. I mean, why is it expected of us teenagers to constantly be in the streets in order to immorally fulfill our animalistic desires? Because there is more to this temporary life than temporary satisfaction, and knowledge is the key, and it's the first step to breaking free, but thanks to the education system, that positive desire is also fading away because they teach us that a number is what defines us, and that's the only way we could possibly please our parents. But to be honest, I have learned more from what I have not learned in school. How ironic. But Prophet Muhammad has taught me women's rights and the importance of knowledge. Malcolm X has taught me courage, power, and change, and I decided to look beyond what they choose to hide from us. And I found the genocide of the indigenous, King Leopold's massacre of the millions, diamond mines, child slaves, genocide of the teachings of Avicenna, Al-Ghazali, Mutahari, and the greatest Eastern scholars. I'm breaking free. I refuse to be another teenager that's expected to do nothing but indulge in what's not good for me. And if you ask me, I'd rather have a one-night stand with a book and give birth to knowledge. I'd rather be high on the beauty of this life and spread a meaningful message. I'd rather be intoxicated by pure divine love instead of a substance that's caused the death of millions, yet is still being advertised on TV and being sold by the government to the masses. I'm breaking free. I refuse to accept that my parents are my biggest enemies and they're constantly out to get me. I refuse to spit words that have no meaning or lack an ounce of morality. I won't allow the brand name I wear on my shirt be what defines me. And speaking of clothing, I know you've been wondering this entire time, and the answer is yes. Indeed, I will cover myself for God, not any man's opinions or suggestions. I want you to look at my mind and say, wait, there's some knowledge. Let's draw some lessons, and there is no doubt that Jesus would be disappointed to see those who dress like his mother are being discriminated against and abused, because if the Virgin Mary was of this generation, for God's sake, she'd be covered up too. So to those feminists and the media who think they need to save me, let me tell you, I was never in any need of saving from my religion or attire to begin with. I just need saving from people's ignorance. I'm breaking free, breaking stereotypes and circling around the popular beliefs. I'm ready to live my dreams, travel the world, feed the poor. No, not only those with hungry stomachs, but those with starving minds and souls, knowing I am one of them too, and I'm ready to be fed. I'm 16. I'm finally 16, but Katy Perry, I'm sorry, but hold up, scratch that. I'm not sorry to break it to you and your team of misleading puppeteers, but I'm not living the typical teenage dream. I'm living my dreams. Thank you.